What innocent search ended up being nsfw? As a network engineer, when I Google the error code and the device, I now have to type out wireless access point instead of WAP. There's some LAN in this house. Fellow network engineer here. When I first heard of this song, I thought for a minute, did she ironically write a song about wireless access points? What else could it be? Boy, was I naive. Period knitting. What I wanted, historic patterns. What I got, that chick who shoves wool up her vagina and then pulls it out and knits it. What the fuck? Edit, I am surprised to find out that it is not a kink thing. Excuse me, what? Way back in the day, when Mrs. Doubtfire was in theaters, I got super hyped on Jump Around. I found out that the group was House of Pain, and I wanted to look them up on that fancy new internet. So I went to www.houseofpain.com. It was hardcore BDSM porn, and I went running and crying to my parents to tell them so they wouldn't ground me for mistakenly going there. Looks like it's a powerlifting apparel site now. Sink the sub. Hide the weasel. Park the porpoise. A bit of the old Humpty Dumpty, Little Jack Horny, the horizontal Mambo, the Bone Dancer, Rumpler Foreskin, Baloney Bop, a bit of the old cunning linguistics. One of my favorite Mrs. Doubtfire quotes for sure. I was writing an essay about different types of oil, including vegetable oil, as a lubrication in machinery, and why some work and others don't, so I googled vegetable oil lubrication. I learned a lot, but nothing I could use for my essay. Wait for it to rain. As someone that's worked in food plants on machinery, vegetable-based oils don't work near as good as synthetics and are a mess if you drain a gearbox that went too long compared to them too, since it turns into green slime. That's essentially all you need to know about vegetable-based lubrication, lol. When the internet was fairly new, my dad decided to print out coloring pages for my daughter. He searched for Barbie pictures and ended up with nudes of the Barbie twins. He was embarrassed but warned the whole family about his mistake. I wanted to go the American Girl doll website as a child. My dad typed in americangirls.com instead of americangirl.com, which was a huge mistake. He's pretty tech savvy, so he then blocked porn websites on our Wi-Fi well into when I was in college. Who knew a small S could make such a difference? Back in the 90s, my sister was trying to show my mom how the internet works. She said, you can, for example, go to sites for any kind of band you like. So, Backstreet Boys. And types in BSB. Com or fan. Com or something similar. Up pops the Bear Shaggy Boys hairy porn site, and that's how my sister wasn't allowed to use the internet without supervision for 3 months. I feel this. Many years ago, I ordered my pet supplies from a website called betopia.com. One missed key and I hit betopia.com. OMG. This was the days when pop-ups would multiply from every porn site and you had to shoot the dang computer to get rid of them. They multiplied faster than rabbits, and each was more perverse than the last. I was a big wrestling fan back in the day. We got the internet when I was in 6th grade, and so I was trying to find all of these different wrestling websites. I liked the NWO Wolfpack, so I typed in wolfpack.com and it was not wrestling. That was actually probably the first NSFW thing I ever saw on a computer now that I think about it. Hairy Beaver Roman candles. Hairy Beaver is a firework brand. This would create an awkward headline if their fireworks ever cause an accident. Hairy Beaver blows of man's hand. Winona's got herself a big brown beaver and she shows it off to all her friends. In middle school, I remember in the school library, my friend leaned over and told me to Google image search for Z11 and then go to the 14th results page, and there were a picture of boobs that the school censor didn't block. I called bullshit, but sure enough, there were boobs on page 14. Edit, it was 18 years ago, those glorious boobs are gone from page 14. Boobs on page 14. Anything beyond page 2 of Google might as well be the deep web. The bigger question is who searched something that's specific and why? And why the fuck did they go all the way to page 14? Was having a discussion about the different rooms in the White House, so I googled whitehouse.com. Oops, it's White House. Gov. Guess most people are too young to remember this because I thought more people would upvote this. I was in the 3rd grade, this was 1997, when our history teacher had us doing a worksheet on the history of the White House in the computer room. The White House was built in underscore, the White House is white because underscore. Questions like that. There were never enough computers for everyone, so the teacher had me use the teacher computer that was conveniently hooked up to the giant TV monitor for demonstrations at the front of the classroom. At the top of the page on the worksheet, it said the correct address, White House. Gov. However, our teacher had written White House. Com on the whiteboard. Long story short, that's the day me and 20 other 3rd graders learned what porn is. Wife and I were joking about eating chicken noodles, which then led to chicken nudes. I searched for turkey nudes next and forgot Turkey was a country, upside down face. You made me search it up NGL. Okay, I think chicken nudes is nsfw too. That's going to haunt me. Docking. I intended to Google the docking maneuvers of spaceships. What I got was, not that thing. This reminds me of when I went looking for sounding, meant as the way to measure the depth of the ocean. I was not ready for what I was about to find. I need you to shove your dickhead inside my foreskin, that's impossible. No, it's necessary. A friend of mine had a prolapsed disc in his back some years back. I wanted to learn about it, so I googled prolapse, and ended up checking the image results. That was the day I learned that your rectum can actually prolapse. I got 7 words into this post and went, ooh no. And for the ladies, their vagina can prolapse as well. Do your kegels. My friend went to a library to research sex discrimination before computers were widely available. She chose a computer for blind people which suddenly said very loudly, you typed in the keyword sex. There are over 70,000 results for your keyword sex. If you want to filter results for the keyword sex. And she quickly pressed escape, but it was too late. Everyone around looked at her as if she was a pervert. Blind person here, I can just imagine the horror and mortification because I know the kind of computer you mean. I'm crying. Okay, this one wins. I had an employee who was an architect student, and I let her work on her schoolwork during the day when work was slow. One day she wanted to show me a cool new material she had seen at her class. She couldn't remember the name of it, and Google image searched hard dark ebony wood to show me. I laughed my ass off. Surprisingly SFW results for that, actually. It used to be that if you entered nasa.com and not .gov, you would get a porn site. Whitehouse.com as well. Dix.com just wanted some boxing gloves. I did that, but at work. Why is this blocked? Oh. This happened to me. Just totally forgot that it might mean something else. Oops. A co-worker was trying to find the bidet company Tushy. Their URL is hellotushy.com. He went to tushy.com instead. That's a porn site. He did it on his client-owned and monitored laptop. He told us all of this immediately after he did it, asking for advice on whether he should proactively reach out to cybersecurity to explain that he was not in fact looking up porn on his client laptop. I did that earlier this year, trying to order the same bidet. Did it in front of my fiancé. u/hellotoshi. When I was a child, I wanted to practice my drawing skills by drawing some Inuyasha pictures. I hopped on the family PC and hit up the Google. I didn't know how to spell Inuyasha, and I have no idea what I did spell, but it was all internet porn. I had never seen porn before. That's when a young Enukshu's life changed forever. These days, Googling any anime character inevitably leads to porn anyway. I did something similar. I was super into DBs, and had found some cool pictures of Goku and Kazar that I would copy. Well, back in those days, anime wasn't super popular, so I didn't know what that kind of cartoon was called, and I didn't really know what fan art was yet either. But that super cool picture had the word hentai in the name, and that surely had to mean cool pictures of dudes from DBs fighting. I had never wondered what Piccolo's dick looked like before that day, but I found out anyway. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.